Hello, I'm Carlos González, the head coach of Atletico Ottawa, and this is the Step Over podcast.
From downtown at TD Place to the south at George Nelms Park to the Millennium Fields in the east to whatever's in Carp, I guess. This is the Step Over podcast, Ottawa's grassroots soccer podcast. My name is Josh. Thank you so much for joining. And we are actually going to be focusing more on TD Place today. We're going to be talking a bit about the big club, Atletico Ottawa. I had a chat with new head coach Carlos González. We're going to get to that in just a few moments. Now, the first thing I wanted to touch on was, I don't know if you saw this, but the social community of Canadian soccer broke this week when a prominent Ottawa supporter, Brandon Adibe, you can follow him at Ottleti on Twitter. He thought he would put out a list of what he thought were the 15 biggest soccer clubs in Canada right now. Now, he put Toronto FC number 1, CF Montreal number 2, and Atletico Ottawa number 3. And people lost their minds over this. But his post made the rounds on social media. And I think most people who were upset with it were upset with how highly Atletico Ottawa was ranked. Now, to me, I think this was a great list based more on vibes than anything else. And if you're going to base, your list of the 15 biggest soccer clubs in Canada based purely on vibes, I think you can go ahead and put Atletico Ottawa number 1. Because is Atletico Ottawa going to win the CPL this year? Probably not. Are they going to win the Canadian Championship this year? It's possible, but probably not. But are the vibes immaculate? There's no question. Atletico Ottawa would be number 1. So I just wanted to put that out there, get that off my chest. It felt important to me. And lastly, before we get to our chat with Carlos González, I do just want to give a little plug to something that for me has become a bit of a tradition. A tradition unlike any other. My yearly season preview for Apartment 613. You can go to apartment613.ca right now and read my Atletico Ottawa season preview piece that I've called Welcome to Your Gonzalez Years, where I take a little look at the new coach, the new players, the players who have left, 3 players you need to watch this season, and a low-risk projected starting 11. I also look at the expectations for the season, and I give a few predictions for what I think we'll see by the end of the year, including CPL standings, our top scorer, most minutes, who will score the goal of the year, and so on. So please, head on over to apartment613.ca and check out the season preview. And now, here's my chat with Atletico Ottawa head coach Carlos González. So I guess my first question, I just want to touch on the news that the local coach, who's the coach of the Carleton Ravens, Kwesi Loney. Yeah, so he's joining your staff. Can you talk a little bit about what Kwesi brings to your staff?
Well, from the first moment, we understood that it was so important to have somebody from the area, a Canadian coach that could make us everything easier for start, the adaptation, everything. I feel that as a coach, going out of your country, going to another country to work, as soon as you can adapt to the place that you're working on, the best result and the faster everything will come. So we knew from the first point that we needed somebody like Kwesi in the staff. We spoke with some of Canadian coaches, and then we found that Kwesi was the coach that better adapted to the things that we were looking for. So I'm very happy to have Kwesi here. We know that he has big experience with young players in Ottawa. We know that he has big experience in Canada soccer. So I think that he's going to be a very important part of the staff. He's going to make us things easier. And although we know him from not much ago, I think that we are starting to have chemistry and we are all in the same page.
Do you see him as being like a good resource in terms of like
if you need to bring in any new players with his knowledge of a lot of the younger players that are coming through the university ranks.
Yeah, of course, he's going to be this link between the professional soccer from the city and the more amateur or young players of the city. Of course, he's going to give us he's going to clarify everything for us. And one of the issues of being here is, of course, getting the best results for the club and for the city, but also try to develop the soccer in the city, try to develop young players, young talent. So I think that we are going to do a great team staff to go in this track.
So you're very recently back from spring training camp in Madrid. Were you in Ottawa at all before preseason, or like is this now your first time in Ottawa?
Yeah, this has been my first touch with Ottawa. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. But as you know, we were in charge of the Kuwaiti national team for until end of December. End of January. Sorry. So so the reality is that we were working there with the national team, and we couldn't come before to this new challenge for us. So although I have a lot of information of Ottawa, I have a lot of input about what was going to be life here and all the work surrounding the club. My first step was last Wednesday.
So being very new to Ottawa, like what are your first impressions of the town?
Well, the city, I think it's a very nice city. And now the welcome was a little bit cold because the day we came snow a bit, but at the moment the weather is improving a lot. We are having sunny days, and I hope I can know more about the city, and I can know more about Ottawa, and about the surroundings of the facilities and the context of working that we're going to have. I was impressed from the first day. I think that we have all the tools needed to do a good job this year.
Yeah, I know you've only been here a few days, but have you found any spots that you think you might go back to, like a nice cafe or like a restaurant or something?
Well, at the moment, we are working so much. We are doing like 24/7 inside the TD place. We've seen some restaurants, some places surrounding the TD place. I think it's a marvelous area. I think that once it's going to be summer here, it's going to be a lot of people, and it's going to be a nice place to be. So this is what we are trying to create. Also, create something with the fans so that they support us. They come to this spot, to the TD place, and to do like a good pre-match over here, because we have a lot of things to do here pre-match, and then after this to enjoy the game and to be proud of our job.
So yeah, you're back from your preseason. Can you tell the fans a little bit about how preseason went and like what aspects you focused on? Like, are you happy with how preseason went?
Yeah, I think that it was a very good preseason. A bit short because of all these circumstances. The reality is that we've worked 4 weeks in Madrid, and now this week here in Ottawa. So it's not much, but we have done a great job there. We've worked most of the days in double session, morning and afternoon working, so that the players knew us better, faster, and we knew the players also better and faster. So one of the issues from start was that we wanted to create an identity, soccer identity of the team. So we need to have a lot of hours of working so that the players understood exactly what we needed. And at the same time, we work very hard on the fitness and the physical part of the conditioning, because the reality is that the last season stopped in October, half of October, and there have been a lot of months for some players without working in a professional context. So we have been focusing a lot on the conditional and also on the tactical part of the team, so that we are in the best moment to start the season, and we are with with very clear ideas of what we want to do in the field.
So before we talk about the season ahead, I want to ask you a bit about you. So you're from Spain. Like, where in Spain are you from?
I'm from a small town in the south of southern Granada, Andalusia, south of Spain. It's called Almuñécar, and I was born over there. But still, when I was like 17, 18 years old, I went to the university in Madrid. I studied sports science over there, and then I started to develop as a coach from the second year of the career. I started to work on Rayo Vallecano, that is also first division team in the Spanish league with the youth categories. And after this, I continued working some months in Granada, being assistant coach over there. Then I went to Malaga in the good moments of Malaga, of Champions League. I was fortunate to work there and have near a coach like Pellegrini also. And I was there for 3 years. And my last steps in Spain were in Atletico Madrid, when I worked the last 5 seasons, and I was the coach of the under-19 team before I went to Kuwait to train the Olympic team, the under-23, and then I finished it. I ended with the first national team. So this is like a fast resume of my steps in my career as a coach. Of course, I played football, I played soccer when I was younger, but I felt that I didn't have enough talent to be a top player. So I decided to do my journey, my trip, like as a coach.
Okay, so yeah, you didn't think that you had the talent to be a player, but you still played. Like what position did you usually play?
I was forward
Yeah?
player. Yeah, I could play like second striker. I could play in both wings. I was an attacker. Yeah, I was a creative players. But at the end of the day, I knew that I had talent, but not to be a big player or to live in the best way in soccer. So the reality is that my brother has the talent of the family. He's a professional player. He plays in the first division of the Czech Republic. So I had more like the brain part, the tactical part, and he got the talent in the pitch. So my parents make the balance over there.
Okay, right on. Was there a team that you cheered for growing up?
Atletico.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So when I started to work over there, it was like I was a bit embarrassed at the beginning, because it was like my club from all life. So once I get there to the big club, the adaptation was very easy, because at the end of the day, Atletico Madrid is an enormous club. But once you go inside, you can see that they work like a family. So it was very easy for me getting there and developing there as a young coach.
On the press release when you were hired, it said that you've been coaching for around 10 years, but really your career started in your teens. What was it that drew you to coaching and made you think that was something that you wanted to pursue as a career?
Well, as I say, the reality is from very young, I had quite clear ideas. I wanted to study sports science, something related on sport. I loved football, soccer, so I wanted to work on this during all my life. And the reality is that in any moment I felt that I wanted to be the head coach of a team, but I had very clear that I wanted to work on a staff and to work on a professional context. But sometimes the track is moving and you don't have the exact destination, but you are getting to a place that maybe is not expected to you. I think that I'm a very reflexive person, so I analyze myself a lot, and this is one of the points that I felt that I have this capacity of leadership and this tactical understanding of the game. So although I started like a fitness coach. When I was 18, 17, I started like a fitness coach. All my drills and all the work that I was preparing was more with the tactical vision. So it was so clear that I have to occupy another role in the staff. So it went like little by little. I started to find what were my strengths as a coach, and the reality is that I wasn't like I was prepared for the situation that appeared alone. I didn't look for this situation. It went smooth, and it appeared alone.
You were with the Kuwaiti national team. Was it like a club challenge something that you were looking for, or did Atletico seek you out? And what made this an attractive option for you?
Yeah. The reality is that I feel that I'm always a person that I don't like to be too much time in my comfort area. I always want to look for new challenges that make me adapt, grow, and continue my journey. So the reality is that I felt that in Atletico, the only option to stay in that moment over there, it was to keep on training the guys of the under 19. And I felt that I was also prepared to give one more step. And this opportunity came to me. The reality is that I felt that it was a great opportunity so that I could continue developing myself, because it was a big change in my life. First time I went out of Spain, new language, a new culture, everything totally new. Also, I was a coach in a club, and I was in Kuwait a coach in a national team. So I felt that all these different issues were issues that were going to make me better if I was capable to adapt to them. So I think that it was a great experience in Kuwait. I started with the young team. I finished with the first national team. So it was better than what I was expecting on the first moment, with no doubt. And we had very big experiences over there. Also, I was on loan for half a season with one of the most important clubs over there, Kuwait Sport Club. The federation loaned me over there. And we had the opportunity to play the AFC Cup. That is like the UEFA Europa League. It's like the second league, in the second championship on all Asia. Okay. So I think that for me was great experience as a coach, leading older players with big careers that had played World Cups. That was a very big challenge for me. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity that the Kuwaiti football gave me.
So you said that you're someone who always likes to challenge yourself and seek out new challenges. What I'm hearing is that you're going to stay with Ottawa until you win the league.
Well, let's see. I think we have to go step by step. Okay. The reality is that the investment of the club is big. That everything that surrounds us, of course, is trying to give Atletico Ottawa to a next level. But we cannot forget from the qualifying of the last year. So I think that we have to be a little bit patient, because we need to be a little bit patient. But of course, one of my challenges, my targets, is to be capable to win to any team of the CPL. So we have to be in that position. We have to be in the position in which we are a competitive team, solid team, and we are a tough team to win, and we are able to win everyone.
So you've been coaching a long time now. Would you say that you're a much different coach now than you were when you started?
Of course, yeah. I think that the main points or my essence, I keep it. I keep my essence. But of course, I've been developing a lot. Of course, I'm still a methodical coach, a tactical coach, and a very demanding and passionate coach. I feel that my essence is that one. But of course, now I manage things completely different that how I managed it like 10 years ago. But I feel that in any profession, in any work, in every person, when we look back, we sometimes see how we reacted in the past and in some situations. And of course, this is part of our path, our developing. And of course, I've changed a lot of things. And I hope that I've changed it for best, for better.
So looking ahead to the season, like fans definitely want to know what kind of football they're going to see this year. So what can you tell fans about what kind of football Carlos González's Atletico Ottawa is going to play?
Well, the reality is I don't want to give too many tips to the other coaches. We are going to be a competitive team, very competitive team.
Yeah,
we are going to be a team which plays with high intensity. We are going to be a team that is able to adapt to different situations during the game. We have to. One of my main issues with the team is that we feel comfortable in situations where we are dominant and we are playing on the other team's field, but we are also comfortable maybe in the moments that we don't have too much the ball. We have to be also comfortable in defense, and we have to be a team that also manages in these transitions. I want that my teams are vertical teams with clear ideas to create goal situations. So this is in a big view. This is going to be the type of team that you are going to see in the field.
Okay. Now, I think this roster that's been put together is it has a lot more depth than what we've seen in the last few years. It looks like there's been some significant upgrades. Like, what would you say are the strengths of the roster?
Definitely, we're going to have players that are going to give us one more step, even surely from last season. I think that we have a big and a great mix of talented young players, and we have a mix with experienced players that are a little bit older, that are going to be like these leaders of the team. So I think that we've made a good balance on the type of players that we have. Still we probably want to find something. I think that the squad is not totally finished, but the reality is that I'm very happy with the group that we have, because we have players that they are ambitious. I can see that in their eyes, that they want to change this dynamic of the last season, and they are hungry players. It's very important, and also they are very competitive, because we are starting to create this competition between them, and you can see it in the training session. So at the moment, I'm very happy with this squad that we have.
Do you have any specific expectations for the season? Like, I know fans will be disappointed, I think, if we don't make the playoffs, but is that something that you're concerned about right now?
No, at the moment, I'm not focused on this, because I see it very far. I see this challenge that is like 7 months from it. So I prefer to put like nearer challenges to the team. At the moment, the main challenge is that the team plays a good football, good soccer. The performance of the team is good. Once the performance of the team is good, the results will come. I'm sure of that. Then, of course, we have to be strong in our field, in the TD place, and also, of course, we have to be able to do 2 winnings together. That this is a situation that didn't happen in the last 2 seasons. So we have to go little by little. And I think that we don't have to put like our ceiling at the moment. I think that if we put a ceiling at the moment, we are going to be in the wrong way. I think that we have to start, work hard, and maybe after 5 months, 4 months, we will look back and we will be able to set our goals of the season. I think that this is going to be the moment to set the proper goals of the season. Because at the moment, I feel that there is no point, it's very far, and we have to go game by game to have the best result.
Okay, so I have a few quick questions before I let you go, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so the first one is from one of the Ottawa supporters, Brandon Adibe. You're going to see him, leading a lot of the chanting. I told him I would ask you this. So the question is Ottawa massive?
Yes, Ottawa is massive.
He's going to be so happy with that. Okay, my second question is, what is your favorite sport besides football?
Well, I really like sports. I like sports in the nature. When I was younger, I did surf. I practiced surf, but now once I lived in Madrid, I didn't practice too much because there's no sea over there. I try to practice less risky sports. I think I'm good with all the sport with racket, like tennis, or there's a sport like it's called paddle in Spain that we practice a lot of. So tennis or paddle, I feel that is my best sport at the moment.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Whoa, my favorite movie. Moneyball.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
My mom's food. It doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah. So I had a follow-up question, and I don't know how that's going to go though, because it's, if you were going to make someone a meal, what would you want to make them to impress them, or would you just bring your mom's food?
No. I'm good chef. I'm a good chef, but I feel that I can do a good Spanish omelette. I think this is a typical plate, typical food of Spain, and I feel comfortable doing it.
Okay, right on. What's the strangest food I have a lot of food questions. What's the strangest food you've ever had?
Well, in Kuwait, there has been a lot of strange food, In Kuwait, a lot of spicy food. I don't know, some insects also in that part of Asia. Usually people eat insects. So probably that type of food, the insects, is the more strange.
Can you play a musical instrument?
No, I wish. I try to play the drum sometimes.
So if you could pick an instrument to play, would it be drums?
Yeah, drums or guitar. I like rock and roll, so or the drums or the guitar.
Okay. What's the better halftime snack? Oranges or watermelon slices?
Watermelon. Yeah.
When you aren't doing football things, what are you most likely to be doing?
Watching football. I try to have to look for time for my family. I think this is the most important thing. To have a walk, to watch some Netflix, to go to the cinema, to go to a restaurant, practice some sport, go to the gym, run. I think that what most of the people do. I'm quite a normal coach, quite a normal person.
I bet fans would love to help with this next question. You're new to Ottawa, your family's new to Ottawa. What would you like to learn about the city?
Well, I would like to know a little bit of history. I've been reading something, not too much, but I would like to know a little bit of history of the city. And also, I would like to know the physical city. I want to have a walk, to know the parliament, to know some museums, to feel the city. I like cities, and I want to always that I go to any city to live. I want to know the city, and so that if somebody asks me about the city, I can answer, or I can tell them something about it.
And my last question, Carlos, I believe when people hear this, it's gonna be your birthday, so you'll be turning 36, I believe.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay, well, happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much.
What's your favorite kind of cake?
Well, I'm not too much of sweeties, not too much, but my favorite type of cake is the cheesecake. If somebody wants to do me a gift, I would like to have a cheesecake. Yeah.
Okay, right on. All right, Carlos, that's all the questions I got for you. I really appreciate your time, eh?
Thank you very much.
Once again, that was my chat with Carlos González. And hey, little fun fact, if you are looking to record interviews for your own podcast, if you're going to do it at a Starbucks, mute your own mic when someone else is talking. I'm very lucky that Carlos was so good. Hopefully the quality of the guest makes up for the sound quality. But you can catch him and the rest of his Atleti Ottawa squad take on Cavalry FC on April 9th. It's a pay what you can, pay what you want game. So hopefully it's going to be a big crowd, and the proceeds are going to support Ukraine. So big crowd, good cause. Get out there for that home opener. As for me, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. I'd appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, spread the word, tell your friends. You can lie and tell them it's a true crime podcast. It's fine. Until next time, though, I'll see you.